This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
Saks Off 5th, up to 70% off every day. Summer is officially here. Time to dress like it. From breezy linen and floral dresses to chic sandals and beach-ready swim. Saks Off 5th has the designer styles you'll live in all season long. Plus, shop new arrivals every week. You'll find Alice & Olivia, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOff5th.com or a Saks Off 5th store near you for up to 70% off every day.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
And boom! Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Stop! Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
I care about what's best for the program. I believe in this program, and I think the program, at least what I believe, the program's in better shape than it was 2 years ago. Can you hear me now? For those of you from out of town, you know, that was a joke.
Yeah, I can. You just have to draw your own conclusions, people.
Yeah, Rosie. Lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We're happy for you.
I gotta tell you this, all right? I ran all the way here because I thought I would be talking to the common guy.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. Only because the guy's fucking, I mean, he's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I listen to the radio, that guy's nuts.
Well, it's good to hear. I'll have to pass along that you're a fan of the common man.
Well, I ain't necessarily a fan, but I want to tell the guy he's nuts. Hey, who is Johnny Dean?
clown from Brown. He is the fourth in the North. This is the Common Man, Dan Cole.
We never did Dewey's fourth in the Central because it just didn't rhyme. So there was no reason to do it. So it really worked out well that they went from the NFC Central to the NFC North. It worked out in our favor, and we're happy for that. The Grum begins in 5, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Well, actually, 2-1. Greetings, good afternoon, and ack to you. And yours, I'm Common. He's 10 to be. This is the worst all sports radio station in the country. So says a former employee who funny was fired from here. I want to take you back to the thrilling days of yesteryear. It was, I think it was sometime in 2023 when the soon-to-be World Series champion Minnesota Vikings finally, after all those years of postseason futility, won not only a playoff game, but a playoff series. They were 0-18 until they qualified for postseason play in 2023. They won their first series, and then they were unceremoniously eliminated in the following series. But they snapped that biblically bad streak, because it was the longest losing streak in postseason of any of the major 4 sports teams at that point. And the Twins were very pleased with their performance there. And as the Twins have done on a number of occasions, they wanted to send a thank you, and they took out a full-page ad after the 2023 season to thank the fans for their patronage. And
before we do that, Twins have made a trade.
Okay.
Jeff Passan, the first to acknowledge it or report it. The Twins have traded Harrison Bader to Philadelphia. Just happened, so I'm sure we'll get details shortly.
So the Twins snapped a streak. They were 0-18, and they won a series, finally. And then they were unceremoniously eliminated in the next. And as always, they like to thank their fans. It's almost a not only are they thanking the fans, but in a roundabout way, they're not verbally but printably slapping themselves on the back. And here's what they did shortly after the 2023 season. Thank you for believing. Dear fans, this season was different. It started with a promise and a lot of chatter. A lot of people were chattering. Trades were made. Trades were questioned. Stars emerged. Vests were worn. Backwards. We clinched. Now the other cleat drops. The drought, 19 years. When faced with the weight of history, did you abandon hope? No. You believed. In every high fly near a foul pole, in every triple-digit heater, in a band of, by the way, our triple-digit heater guy got traded, in a band of promising rooks who graduated to the I'm not making this up. This is actually, I know this sounds like writing staff material, senior staff writer, but it's not. In all the ups, downs, and pun incoming curveballs this season threw your way. You watched, listened, and even traveled cross country to catch your Twins. That's what made this season different. Imagine what next season could be. Imagine spring training has already started. Actually, don't imagine. Believe. See you soon, your Minnesota Twins AL Central Division champions 2023. Just 2 short years ago, Timothy. This is what
You've got to be kidding me.
This is where we were. And now it's all players must go. No reasonable offer will be refused. Starters, everyday players, utility players, starting pitchers, middle relief, closers, they're all for sale. No reasonable offer will be refused. It's a fire sale at the goose that laid the golden egg. Think of how quickly it changed in 2 years. Trades were made and trades were questioned. We questioned those trades the Twins made, and what they're about to say, you question it all you want, but guess what? They worked out. People are questioning trades now. I don't know when we'll see a take a letter, Maria, address it to the fans. I don't know how soon we'll see another letter to the fans from the Twins. Maybe a letter of apology for leading us astray. I'd like to hear from the Polat Pocket Protectors, as I'd like to hear from. They're the ones that told us that this team was different, and that those of you that complained about ownership, you had no idea what you were talking about. This ownership was as solid as any ownership in, and not just in baseball, but in all the sports. And Tenneby just announced Bader. What was your favorite Bader moment? I mean, he was with the team for 3 months? Because we didn't acquire him until spring training, I think. So he had a short stint with us, and he actually, I don't know if he contributed mightily, but I know he had his moments for the Minnesota Twins.
And the Twins are getting outfielder Hendry Mendez and righty Jeremy Valoria in return for Harrison Bader.
We're loading up, and it's almost Rick Spielman-like.
Apparently, we like that Phillies prospect pool.
It's almost Rick Spielman-like. Trade 1, get 5 in return, right? I mean, that's what Rick liked to do. He used to like to take he would take his 3rd round draft pick or his 2nd round draft pick, and he'd get 4 6 and 8 7s. Which, there's an old saying to me that I just made up. That's called, that goes like this. It says, there are strength in numbers, but not if those numbers are, 4th or 6th and 7th round draft picks, generally speaking. They did trade. It hadn't happened when we were on the air yesterday, live from TCO Performance Center, but the rumor mill was swirling, and it did happen. The closer, Duran Dunzo, he was traded to Philadelphia. As Tenneby mentioned, we seem to like that Philadelphia farm system. Duran traded for 2 people. They're already grading the trades. It seems like it was most of the. I always am worried about. I read the local reaction, but I'm always a little. It's the word I'm looking for. I'm always a little leery because they're Polat Pocket Protectors. So they're going to put a positive spin on it. They just are. I would like to have one of the Polat Pocket Protectors, whether they're the ones in print or on the radio or television, to actually just once in a while just even say, I don't really like what they've done here. I think sometimes, but it's never there. And at least nationally, you get a bit more perspective. And there were different grades. And some were writing, well, it's a trade that benefits both teams. Phillies get one of the top closers in the league. It's something they've been missing and they'll need down the stretch if they want to be a pennant contender and maybe even a World Series champion. And the Twins get a couple of decent prospects. And one of the kids has already pitched quite a bit. We got a pitcher and a catcher.
Yeah, single A catcher.
Yeah, they like the single A catcher. What I read was all bat, no glove. They think he might have to change positions eventually, or he's going to have to develop his catching skills a bit more. But they think he's got a chance to be a pretty good hitter.
Number 3 prospect in their system.
So that's all. That's cool. And then the pitcher actually has already had some big league experience. I guess he gets a little on the wild side, but they do think he has potential to be a big league pitcher. So that's all fine and good. But, I think we were in a position here the last few years where, it does sound like we're going into complete rebuild mode now. And maybe not complete. It looks like we'll probably, of course, the trade deadline hasn't expired yet, but my guess is we'll have Joe Ryan and we'll have Lopez and we'll have some of the other guys we like. I don't know if Correa will get traded. It's beginning to look more and more like he won't, though yesterday at this time it looked... I would have bet that he was going to be traded the way the conversations were going, but look, because Houston was very interested because they have an injury issue in the infield. But it looks like he's probably going to say Buxton's not going to go anywhere. And so again, I don't know if they're done for sure, but maybe those main core players that were the ones we like to think our main core players won't go. But yeah, they've definitely decided they're going to have to tinker with the team a little bit more. And by trading the closer, Tenneby, as we talked about. They figure, not only they figure we don't have any games worth closing anymore this year, I kind of think they don't think they have any games worth closing in the next couple of years. So anyway, there it is. We'll keep you updated on that. Other side of the break, what we're going to do is we're going to take a peek at the purple. And that's coming up next year on The Fan.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from The Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind on your behind. It's time to stop being an a-hole to your b-hole and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down.
Fan.
Minneapolis, get ready. Music legend Paul McCartney is bringing his Got Back tour to US Bank Stadium October 17th.
Feels like the first time. Feels like the very first time.
Tickets are on sale now.
I'm hot-blooded. Check it and see. I got a fever of 103.
One night, one icon. Don't miss it.
I want to know what love is. I want you to show me.
Full details available at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Couple 13, 14 past Common Man program. I'm Common. He's 10 and B. It's time for Peek at the Purple, brought to you by Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric, they're busy and they need help. They're looking for a journeyman electrician and apprentice electrician. They're looking for employees. They need people to get out there and start doing electrician work. If you're interested, it's great pay, terrific benefits. They have a simple plan. You'll get a truck. It's a great place to work. It's simple. Go to affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. And remember, Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Tennessee, when we look at the Vikings, I'm going to read from an Andrew Kramer piece from yesterday. This was, it is the 31st today, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was yesterday, a little after 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Been a lot of learning moments, not losses, for 22-year-old quarterback J.J. McCarthy during Vikings training camp this week. That's how McCarthy is looking at his ongoing development. He says, honestly, constant improvement, learning every single day. And when the periods don't go your way, you're always asking why. It's never a loss. You're always learning from it. Those periods those periods where they really get you, I feel like that's where we learn the most about ourselves and our offense. Andrew goes on to write, the Vikings defense got to him often, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Monday, McCarthy's hurry-up drill saw flurries of pressure and ended in a third down sack. Tuesday, he completed just 3 of 11 passes in a red zone period that saw him miss his targets behind or wide. as well as a couple catches ruled out when the receiver didn't get his feet in bounds. McCarthy said of the red zone drill, missing by inches. That's what happens when you're down in the red zone. You got to be detail-oriented and really specific with where you're putting the ball. But there was a lot of good things on tape, just more great. Well, there was a lot of good things on tape, just more great reps to put under my belt. On Wednesday, McCarthy traded good and bad plays. Poor timing and accuracy appeared to affect 2 deep throws targeting Addison. One was intercepted. One was deflected by safety Jay Ward. McCarthy then fled pressure from the edge rusher Van Ginkel and flicked an arcing pass to tight end T.J. Hawkinson down the sideline. It sounds like there's been more good than bad. I know it's just training camp. Should I read anything into this or not? I mean, is this that we talked about it just the other day? Is this our defense is really, really good, our offense is really, really bad, or a combination of the both? And I know he's young and he's learning, but it sounds like, I was told by everybody, and I guess I spouted the same stuff, all he does is win. He won at the high school level. He won at the collegiate level. He's only lost 3 games as a quarterback. Sounds like he's struggling mightily to me. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it goes back to the J.J. Watt tweet that we had the other day that we don't know fully the context of what's going on with all his throws, what the coaches are asking him to do, what the defense is doing. Like, they might be trying to work out the kinks on some of the flaws with JJ. I would also say, not to excuse it, because if you're a really good quarterback, I think you're going to lift and elevate others on the offense. But he is doing this also without his best wide receiver in Justin Jefferson, who's just been off on the side working out. So I never know what to take seriously on July 31st until I hear like the coach throwing up some red flags, which I haven't heard yet.
I don't think you will hear that. You don't hear that very often at all from coaches in any sport level. Generally, I mean, unless it becomes obvious after a while, people just we all knew that the Vikings' middle of the offensive line wasn't very good for the past few years, and it took the Rams playoff game for the team to finally publicly say, we're in trouble in the interior of the offensive line and we need help there. It took them took 2-3 years for them to figure that, or at least admit it to us. So I don't know. I mean, it's food for thought. I'm not panicking. Aruga. I think Sam Howell's got some skills. I'm not saying Sam Howell should be the starter, but I'd get Sam Howell some reps.
Well, it sounds like all the quarterbacks have struggled against their defense. So it's not just, hey, JJ's struggling and the guys behind him are looking great. It sounds like they've all not been doing very well. Maybe KOC's just not the quarterback whisperer that we were told he was.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. You know how I am. I know it's not a wet blanket Wednesday. I get that. But it is a throw in the towel Thursday. So towel blanket, maybe it's a really wet towel. I don't know. But I just want to throw it out there. Just, I will say I'm going to give the quarterback and the offense the benefit of the doubt. He is young. We're starting anew with some of that offensive line, and we know our defense is good. We do know that. We got guys flying all around, so maybe it's nothing to concern ourselves with. But I will say this: Peek at the Purple was brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Affordable-electric.com is the place to go if you're looking for work. They need apprentice electricians, and they also need journeyman electricians, and they were at my house yesterday to take a look at some things. I ordered some work done to be, and I'm very thrilled with what they're going to do for me. And they'll be doing that very, very soon. So again, if you need electrical service, go to affordableelectric.com. Someone sent a text message that said Trevor Lawrence lost 2 games in high school and 2 games in college. So there you go. I mean, I would say, do you think he's like? I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be cut and have to go get a job, parking cars and pumping gas in San Jose, but
it's a big year for him.
It is a big year for him, isn't it?
He got paid.
He did get paid, yeah.
But, he's got a new head coach. They got new management there in Jacksonville. He's got some new different weapons. They got Travis Hunter they traded up for to get high in the first round. But he's approaching that crossroads of the career.
Yes, he is.
Where you either need to prove you can play or You could end up going on that Baker Mayfield path where you got a couple years as a starter. They started doubting you. You go elsewhere. You might have had to be a backup somewhere for a while. And then, Baker was fortunate enough to land in Tampa Bay and reinvigorate his career.
He went to Tampa Bay and he found his way.
He went to Tampa Bay and he found his way.
I tend to agree with you. Now, again, here are the people, and I get it, because I'll read them. J.J. McCarthy is J.J. McCarthy also is going against the number one defense. Well, yeah, I get that. I'm just saying. More breaking news. Did the Twins make another trade? You announced earlier that they traded Bader to Philadelphia for a couple of minor leaguers. What do we have now?
Ken Rosenthal tweets, source confirms, well, actually, Jeff Passan was the first one on it. Source confirms Dodgers getting reliever Brock Stewart from the Twins.
Brock Stewart. We're getting done picked.
Everything must go.
You know what it is? It's the baseball vultures picking the Twins' carcass clean is what it is. It's just like it's out there. You ever see those they'll do them in those old Wild West movies or in cartoons where there'll be a generally it's a person, but it will be like a cowboy. And he's out he's out in the baking desert and he's crawling, right? And the vultures are starting to circle because they know he's about to expire. He's about to expire. That's what the Twins are. They are that carcass right now. They are being picked clean. So that would be Duran, Bader, Paddock,
Stewart,
Dobnak, and then Stewart, right?
If Dobnak counts, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, just that players we did trade. You're right. Yeah, Dobnak, like you say, he's probably never going to pitch again. But that's 5 players, 4 for sure, and it looks like maybe a 5th. I'm wondering if I would assume there are other players. Who did you just say? Which was it? Cole Stewart? No, what's his name?
Brock Stewart.
Who's the Cole guy? Is it Jax Cole? What's Jax?
It's Griffin Jax.
Griffin Jax. Do you think Griffin Jax?
I think the Twins are in penny pinching, trying to save as much money mode. I do.
And I think it's a distinct possibility he could be. You can't have enough relievers to be. Let's do this. Let's take a.
It's been a bad year of attendance. Yeah. I'm sure they're losing money on the television deal. They're trying to salvage whatever money they can.
You're right. Let's take a break. Come back with more. It's the Common Man program along with 10B. Mark Rosen joins us just before 2 here on the Fan.
A big announcement is coming to the Common Man program. On the Fan.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive. And when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's finally happened. Your kid could be part of the first generation to never suffer the rough touch of toilet paper on their tender tush. All thanks to new flushable Little Dude wipes, available in bubble bum scent or fragrance free. Because we know little butts can make a big mess, but with Little Dude wipes, you can keep your kid's keister clean without the burn and debris toilet paper can leave behind on their behinds. Experience the confident clean of Little Dude wipes, available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.
Vikings football is back. Come find our Mall of America street team each day at Vikings training camp to find out how you could win awesome prizes, including Mall of America mystery cards or tickets to an upcoming Vikings game. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Double 1314 Pass Common Man program. There are a number of different ways you can contact us here at the Fan. 1-800-320-5326 is the phone number. Don't bother. We never answer the phone. It really wouldn't do us any good. It's a great thing about America. Booth at KFAN.com is the email address. I haven't checked that in ages. I mean, if the email inbox were like a regular mailbox, it's just overflowing. Then there's the Talkback, which we do every Tuesday. iHeartRadio app, download it. You'll search stations, find the Fan, microphone icon, corner of the screen, tap it 30 seconds or less to deliver us a message. And then there's the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line, all sorts of them pouring in right now. Cole Sands is your coal guy you keep thinking of, Common. He's still on the club, at least of this writing. This one says, the Twins starting to feel like the mid to late 90s, losing all the time and no one is going to their games in the second half of the season. And Teneby, it's interesting to me. I underestimated the backlash there would be when the Twins announced that they were going to cut payroll. I don't know why I did. I mean, I guess because I just expected it. When it was announced, I didn't go like, oh my gosh, can you believe you're doing that?
It's not news to us.
Yeah, it's just not. So I wasn't that. I still thought people would go, oh, well, we're small market. They've been brainwashed by the Polat pocket protectors. That's been part of the problem. The reason, blame the Polat pocket protectors, and they know who they are. Fish Wrap Factory, East and West Side writers, people on radio stations and television, media members that have basically told us that it's all because we're a small market team. So then the fans have just begun to believe it and take it as if it were gospel. Another trade? Is it Cole Sands?
Not another trade, but an Aaron Gleeman tweet.
Okay.
His tweet reads, Minnesota Twins source, quote, there's definitely more coming.
Yeah. Here we go. Why would anyone want to buy this embarrassment of an organization? Griffin or Cracker Jacks. I don't care if they ever come back was another one. At Twins don't need to be sold. They need to be contracted. Most embarrassing organization in sports. Hashtag boycott Twins. Someone else had sent a text, too, that said something about, Cameron, we know you hate the Twins, move on. I'll decide the subject matter of the show and when we decide to move on. This is like up-to-the-minute coverage of the Twins right now. They're making trades at breakneck speed. And nobody hates the Twins. I just hate sometimes how the organization is run. Most of the time. There's very rarely have I ever looked at it and said, boy, back in the 80s and the 90s, especially the two World Series years, this team was they were a well-oiled machine. They were run well, and now, but when you put the almighty dollar ahead of everything, and you can't do that in sports, you can't. Because there's always going to be somebody that outspends you, especially in Major League Baseball. It's just the way it is, and so I think that's the frustration level for me, and a lot of the other. A lot of fans that are out there. There was a big game last night, tend to be at the Bullseye.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Lynx 7-point victory over the defending WNBA champion New York Liberty. Everybody remembers last year they were in the finals. It was Game 5. I I guess it's just taken as gospel as we got jobbed by the officials, right? Because if you believe what LaBelle E. Neal III said, that's exactly how he wrote it. I wonder sometimes if LaBelle believes what he writes, or if he's just trying to placate his audience, right? If you remember in a podcast, both Jim Souhan and LaBelle E. Neal said they believe that I say things about the Twins that I don't believe. I only say because that's what I want, because that's what I think my audience wants to hear, that I don't have the courage of my convictions. And so I said, well, if that's how you feel about me, well, then I'm going to feel the same way about the two of you or anybody else. You're only writing what you write because you know it's what your audience wants to read. And here's a perfect example. Esteemed columnist LaBelle E. Neal III writes, victory over Liberty shows Lynx are the class of the WNBA. One game. He says they are the class of the WNBA. There was no trophy on the line Wednesday night for the rematch, but the Lynx were poised and determined to win. LaBelle writes, it didn't matter that New York entered Wednesday's WNBA title rematch down a couple of players. When one Murray, somebody buried a three-pointer midway through the first quarter, the Liberty led 19-11. After all the hype surrounding the game, including the narrative that the Lynx should avenge their loss in last year's finals, the champs were playing like the champs. And the Lynx, with the best record in the WNBA, weren't defending well and missing open shots. Then the switch flipped, blah, 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 blah. It ended. Lynx 100, Liberty 93. In the rematch, no trophy, no confetti, but a win over the defending champs. Shell Reeves said, it felt like a finals game. It was reminiscent, obviously, of being here Game 3 and Game 4. And the fans were excited to see this matchup. LaBelle goes on to write, even when New York gets healthy and the free agent they beat the Lynx out of forward Emma Meesman. And by the way, Cheryl was asked by LaBelle or someone about, and Meesman said, well, she picked the wrong team to sign with, which I like. Says even when New York gets healthy and the free agent they beat the Lynx out for forward Emma Meesman joins them, they will have to contend with a quintet on the floor that gets more cohesive by the minute. This almost seems, it could very well be. Well, and by the way, where did he, hold on. In here, LaBelle talks about how the poorly officiated game, just as if it's fact. I mean, that's the opinion of the losing team. I would think the fans and the players of the fans of the Liberty team and the players of the Liberty, my guess is they don't share that opinion that it was a poorly officiated game. It could very well be that the Lynx are the better team, but when you are missing key players, they're missing key player starters. Did I
former
MVPs that aren't playing? I'm not ready to say that the Lynx are the cream of the crop in the WNBA. There's 3 more games between the two teams, and there's 3 of them in a row. So there are more games to be played, and let's get to postseason and find out. So again, and maybe LaBelle really believes that, but I don't know, Teneby. I'm starting to think some of these people say things or write things that they know their audience wants to hear. What else am I supposed to believe? Because I don't know how after one game at home against a team that was not at full strength, not even close to full strength, you can say that club is they're the class of the WNBA. And they very well could be. Those are the 2 best teams in the WNBA.
Yeah.
But I think we're a long way from determining, much like we're a long way from determining if if J.J. McCarthy is the goods or he's not the goods, right? I mean, he's not played in a regular National Football League game. We saw a nice half of football from him in his only preseason action last year, and he was injured in that game. If you'll remember, he went to TCO the day after the game, and he was kind of limping around and had some pain or an aggravation in his knee. And they did an MRI and find out, was it a meniscus? Is that what it was? Meniscus, whatever it was. And he was out for the season. And since then, so far in these practice sessions against his own team, he's been struggling a bit. And as you brought up, we're not sure what they're trying to accomplish in all those different drills, but anybody, and I know the Duckies and Bunnies out there are going to try to say that McCarthy's the guy. He's going to be great. We just know it because #faith. I don't think, I said this yesterday to Mark Rosen, I don't think he's going to be Joe Montana, and I don't think he's going to be
Christian Ponder.
Yeah, or I was even going to go with Tim Tebow because I think
Spurgeon Wynn.
Yeah, Spurgeon Wynn. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be somewhere in between that, and you hope closer to Montana than Spurgeon Wynn. But
well, back to the Lynx thing. I was listening to the end of the Paul Allen show when they had a sports update in the commercial break. I think is it Rhonda Ross? Is that her name?
That might be correct.
Was, she said the Minnesota Lynx avenged their loss from last year's WNBA championship. Yeah. Like, it's a nice win. I don't think that makes up for the 5-game series loss. I don't think the Lynx are just feeling so great about themselves now after. Just we can forget about what happened last year.
Right, exactly.
Based off of one regular season performance where the other team didn't have a 2-time MVP playing.
Right. I mean, that's happened many times over the years where a team will lose to a team in a playoff game or in the championship game in the league, and then they'll meet like.
Well, the '98 Vikings did it. They played the Falcons week 1 or week 2 the following year,
and people were saying we got revenge,
and we won. I don't feel any better about it now here in 2025.
No, it's so much of it tend to be. I don't think we need to explain it to people, but what is at stake? I mean, a regular season game is important for that season. The more you win, the better chance you have to make the playoffs. But I'd give up the regular season win to have the big to get to the big game, and I think anybody would, including the players. So. Breaking news, Tennessee. It's been announced the Twins have traded J.J. McCarthy for cash consideration. So no one is safe in the Minnesota sports scene. Nobody is safe, Tennessee. Maybe Fee's going to get traded by the Twins.
I was going to say, if the Twins were able to trade ushers and concession people, they would do that in a heartbeat.
They would trade whatever they could. Money, yeah. They would trade whatever they could. Tanner, what the heck is a falcon? It's a bird of prey, and it's also the mascot for Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons.
Is he a Falcon guy?
He must be, yeah. He goes, you mean Falcon? No, it's Falcons.
Just like it's Jaguar.
It's Jaguar. That's exactly right. Your Twin Cities Jaguar dealer. It's called a Jaguar. They're the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they're the Washington Commanders. It's just what they are. From what I'm seeing...
Falcon.
See?
Dictionary.com agrees with me.
Falcon.
So what do you think of that?
That's exactly right.
Falcon.
From what I'm seeing, the Twins got a legit prospect in 22-year-old starter Mick Abel from the Phillies, who was in the bigs with a 2-2 record and a 5.00 ERA. But we don't know if he'll be a number 1 or a 5 in the rotation. He had been 7-2 with a 2.54 ERA and 85 strikeouts and 75 innings pitched at AAA. They got teenage catching prospects in the 2 trades. The better of the prospects, Edward Tate, they say could be at worst a Gary Sanchez. No homers, no batting average, terrible on base percentage, but could develop into an all-star. And we did talk about that the catcher they think has a chance to be a really good hitter. They already say he can hit. They think it's almost a sure thing. Of course, there aren't any sure things in any sport, really. But I read, it wasn't just one piece. I read several pieces about the kid in that his catching leaves a little bit to be desired, and everything he said about this pitcher is exactly right. They think he is a big league pitcher, but how good he can be, he's had some struggles, like any kid would at the big league level. It's very rare, I think, any pitcher comes out and just it's lights out from his first start until he's, they chisel out his bust for Canton. And I don't know. You mentioned the names.
He'll probably pitch for us down the stretch here, right? With Paddock's already gone, Lopez is still hurt.
They're expecting him to pitch. Yes, that he's going to get big league innings right away.
On the IL right now.
Yeah, I think he will pitch. And Tenby, we discussed it yesterday, and you made some very salient points. Can you look at the word salient? SALIENT. Salient, I believe, is the word.
Salient.
Prominent or conspicuous. Projecting or pointing outward. Leaping or jumping.
I guess it wasn't the definition. I got it wrong. I was wrong. I always thought of salient as like important points or good points. So let's drop salient. Just say Tenby made some really good points. Just go ahead and talk like meat sauce. You don't have to try to impress people with your vocabulary. Just be meat sauce.
Do you want me to do some synonyms? Go to thesaurus.com and find a synonym for good?
Yeah, maybe do that. Something more complicated, because I don't want to sound like meat sauce. Did you know meat sauce is doing TV commercials now? Did you see it? For Jack Links. Yeah. And, they really like them at Jack Links for two reasons. Number one is that there's no speaking part. And number two, they didn't have to provide him with a costume. Thank you.
Reasonable, valid, solid, sensible, logical.
You have some logical points that, if you trade.
Cogent?
Yeah, Cogent. Yeah, great TV show. Telly Savalas. Cracker! It's called Cogent. Comes on right after Rockford Files on WE TV. You trade, when you're doing a fire sale like this, you're trading players. It's not just for this year. My logic yesterday about Durant is, well, we got no games to close anyway, so you may as well trade him. And like you say, well, but if you're planning on being competitive in 26 and 27, you're going to need a closer. And that's a very Kojak point. But at the same time, I just feel like this team is I think you're right. I think what you said, it's pretty obvious that I don't know if a sale is imminent of the Twins, but they're just trying to save money. Like you said, the box office hasn't been good. The TV deal isn't good. Some of these guys aren't even costing them a lot of money. Like for me, the Durant thing that doesn't make any sense at all. It's not like he was a pending free agent and about to get big time closer money. He was still under
2 more years of team control.
2 more years of team control, and he's only making $4 million a year. That's what's even more shocking. Not only will you need,
they're going to go get a reliever in free agency, and it's going to cost more than that. And it's not going to be as good as him.
And so it just makes no sense at all. And now they've parted ways with another reliever, and if you'll remember, I mean, going into the season, all the pocket protectors were just writing deep and talented everyday lineup. They will swing the sticks. Deep and talented starting rotation. Deep and talented bullpen. And now that deep and talented bullpen has been, it hasn't been completely torn to shreds, but two of the most important pieces are now gone. The Bader guy was kind of a bright spot on the club. Now is he going to be a mainstay in the organization? Was he going to be a Tommy Brunansky or a Kent Herbeck? No, but he was one of the guys that was contributing. But the only guy that was really contributing at the plate on a regular basis was Byron Buxton of all people. Now Lewis has started to here as of late, and I don't think any of those guys are going anywhere. And Buxton's already said, he has a no trade clause, right? And he said, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm wondering if he still feels that way today. Right? With the Twins stripping down the team. Maybe he's just happy. He likes it here. The Twins some guys feel loyalty to an organization. They gave me an opportunity, and this is where I want to be. I like it here. The family likes it here. Cousins was even doing a little bit of that. Remember, this is all after the fact, but he said, Had I known Atlanta was going to do what they did and Minnesota was doing what they did, I would have just stayed in Minnesota because my family liked it there, and I did. And maybe he really believes that. But as you just said, Gleeman, he's as plugged in as anybody, he says it's not over yet. We still have till 5 o'clock, right? Central time.
Oh, yeah, we got 4 hours of this.
We got 4 more hours.
That's 4 more deals are coming down in the next 4 hours.
And if you'll remember what Bowden said, he was former general manager at a couple different teams in the league, I believe. I know Cincinnati for sure, and now he's a baseball insider, and he provides content, I think, for a lot of different baseball type websites or sports websites. And he basically said that the Twins were being bothered at an annoying level. I mean, the phone was ringing off the hook, and it wasn't just one team. He listed, I think it was 4 or 5 teams that were reaching out to the Twins. And when you're in fire sale mode, and how many teams right now tend to be, especially with extended wildcard bursts, have an opportunity, they're thinking, we might be a player or 2 away. We got a chip in a chair. We're a pretty good ball club here. So there's probably 12, 15. My guess is the Twins could trade just about, well, not every player, because part of the reason they're in the situation they are is their players aren't as good as a lot of people thought they were, but they could probably trade a couple of more key players, and probably will. And according to Aaron Gleeman, he thinks the Twins aren't done trading. I would be, would you be surprised, stunned, shocked if they traded Joe Ryan? I don't know if I'd be. It wouldn't
make sense to me, but I wouldn't be surprised by anything.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I certainly wouldn't be shocked by it. I might be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked or stunned, because I think this team is at the point where it's over. It's the Pohlads, the era of the Pohlads owning the team is about to come to an end really, really soon. It's because otherwise I just don't know if you would think if you have any, that's the word I'm looking for. If you want to compete, if you have any, if you want to compete at all, if you have even a smidgen of wanting to compete, you don't get rid of players at this kind of a level. There's 5 guys gone, as you said. Dobnak probably really doesn't count, but my gosh, and
more is coming,
and more is coming. So, let's do this. Let's take our top of the hour break. When we come back, Tennessee, we'll have 5, 3, 4. And what you got for us, Tenna?
Football is officially back.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Saks off 5th, up to 70% off every day. Summer is officially here. Time to dress like it. From breezy linen and floral dresses to chic sandals and beach-ready swim. Saks off 5th has the designer styles you'll live in all season long. Plus, shop new arrivals every week. You'll find Alice & Olivia, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOff5th.com or a Saks Off 5th store near you for up to 70% off every day.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that, because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.